Dheeraj Tatar, Assistant Professor in the Chemical Engineering Department of LJIT Ahmedabad. In this lecture, I am going to start new topic of the computer-aided process synthesis. So let's start. The chapter name is the design process and topic is steps in a product process design. To simulation of any process, you should know steps involved in that process. So objective of this topic is process design consists of designing of the process such as distillation, absorption, adsorption. In short, I can say to design all chemical processes where chemical reaction can be carried out. So I told you in previous lectures as well that distillation means here we are separating liquid mixtures by using thermal energy, and the condition required for the distillation is there must be difference in relative volatilities in various components, or I can say there must be difference in volatilities of the components. Then we can separate components of the liquid mixture by using distillation. Second one, there is the absorption and adsorption. So both these terms are the different. Absorption it is the bulk phenomena and adsorption it is surface phenomena. Absorbate and absorbent involved in absorption, adsorbate and adsorbent involved in adsorption. In absorption, we can use this process absorption to separate the gaseous mixture. If you want to remove one of the component from the gaseous mixture by using liquid stream, we can use this concept. Okay, so to design all these processes, we can use this product process design concept. After that, now we will see design opportunities. You can see on the screen, to manufacture chemical products, there are three different opportunities are available for chemical engineers. Now we will see design opportunities for the chemical engineer. To manufacture chemical products, you can see there are three opportunities. First one is nothing but to manufacture basic chemical products. Those are nothing but specialty chemicals, or I can say polymeric material. For that purpose, raw material is nothing but natural resources. Second opportunity is formation of the industrial products, that is nothing but fibers, papers, films, etc. Okay, for that purpose, raw material is nothing but product of the previous condition, or I can say that is nothing but basic chemical products. Basic chemical products here acting as the raw material for the industrial product. In first process, I told you natural resources acting as the raw material, and final product is basic chemical products. But in the second manufacturing processes, there is final product is industrial product, that is nothing but paper industry. For that purpose, basic chemical products, that is nothing but specialty chemicals, or I can say polymeric material, these are nothing but raw material. And finally, third opportunity is formation or manufacturing of consumer products. Those are nothing but cosmetics, drugs, etc. And for that purpose, raw material is nothing but basic chemical products or industrial products. Okay, so these are the three opportunities. First opportunity is manufacturing of basic chemical products. For that purpose, raw material is natural resources. Second one is manufacturing of industrial products. For that purpose, raw material is product of the previous process, that is basic chemical products. And third one is manufacturing of the consumer products. For that purpose, raw material is product of the previous processes. Those are nothing but basic chemical products and industrial products. So these are the design opportunities available for the chemical engineers. Now we will see important topic for this chapter is steps in a product process design. This topic is very important for exam purpose. 7-mark question can be asked based on this topic. So you can see steps in a product process design. First step is you have to identify potential opportunity. Means you have to first identify the problem, or that is nothing but potential opportunity. After that, second step is create and assess the primitive of the problem. I can say what problem is involved in our opportunity. First of all, we have identified the problem. Okay. Second one, we are now analyzing which type of the problem is involved in that process. Third one is you have to check is the chemical structure is known for that process or no. Means chemical reactions, chemical synthesis, chemical kinetics, all these things are known or not. If all these things are known, then you have to go for the process required to produce the chemicals. Means you have to check is there any process required to produce the chemicals. If the chemical structure is not known, you have to first find the structure for that purpose, or I can say find chemicals or chemical mixtures that have the desired properties and performance. Okay, but if the chemical structure is known, you have to go to the check the is process required to produce the chemicals or not. If process is required to produce chemicals, you have to create the process. That is nothing but process creation step. Okay, after that, after creation of the process, you need to check is that process is feasible, means whatever the profit generated from that process is gross profit favorable or not. If gross profit is favorable, you have to select that process, otherwise you have to reject that process. After that, you have to check the gross profit is favorable or not. If that profit is not favorable, you have to reject. But if profit is favorable, you have to go to the next step, that is detailed process synthesis, or I can say algorithm methods. Okay. And second one is the development of the base case. After that, you have to check is the process is still promising, means further development is required or not. If further development is required, you have to go detailed design, equipment, sizing and optimization. Optimization means you have to increase the parameters, you have to optimize the parameters involved in a product process. Okay, means you have to increase the efficiency of the parameters, you have to increase the conditions of the all parameters involved in the process. But if the process is not promising, you have to select another process. Okay, after that you have to check is the process and product is feasible, means whatever the process you have selected, whatever the products are generating from that process, all those products are feasible, means here you have to check the feasibility of the product and process. Okay, if that product or process is feasible, you have to go for the next step, that is written design reports or oral presentation, means you have to make their design report for that process. Okay, after that finally you have to create their plant design, construction, startup and operation on field. Okay, means whatever you have generated here, this layout, this is nothing but paperwork. After creation of the design report, you have to apply those conditions, apply that process, apply that design on field, that is nothing but plant design, construction, startup and operation. Okay, that is nothing but all this site startup assessment, reliability and safety analysis involved in a detailed design and equipment sizing. Okay, but if process is not promising, you have to select another process. Lastly, you have to check only one thing, that gross profit, whatever profit you are generating, that is favorable or not. If profit is favorable, you have to select that process, otherwise you have to reject that process and select another process. Okay, it means chemical engineer should know all these design processes to implement all these things on field. So this is all about the product process design. Now we will see next topic, that is environmental issues and burning of fossil fuels and handling of toxic waste. So environmental factors in a product process design. These are the 4 important parameters: reaction pathway, reducing and reusing waste, material characterizations and regulations. Reaction pathway means no reaction is forward, backward, or reaction is steady state or unsteady state. Second one is a reducing and reusing waste. So this is a very important parameter for the environmental factors. Okay, means whatever the system generating waste, you have to minimize that waste. After that, material characterizations means whatever the material you are going to use, all those MOC, that is nothing but material of the construction or any material involved in our process, you should know the characterizations of that material. Okay. Lastly, there is the regulations. Regulations means whatever the regulations provided by the Central Pollution Control Board or any state pollution control board, you should know all the regulations and you have to follow all those regulations while designing our process products. Lastly, there is the safety considerations. So these are the 4 important parameters. First one is LFL. Okay, after that UFL, flash point and fire point. Now we will discuss all these 4 points in detail. So you can see on the screen LFL, it is nothing but lower flammability limit. UFL, that is nothing but upper flammability limit, flash point and fire point. So these 4 points can be asked in your exam for 5 marks or 4 marks. Okay, so LFL is nothing but volume percentage of the constituents below which flammability does not take place is known as the lower flammability limit. I am repeating, volume percentage of the constituents below which flammability does not take place, that limit is nothing but lower flammability limit. Upper flammability limit means volume percentage of the constituents above which flammability does not take place, that is known as the upper flammability limit. Means whatever the flammability takes place, that is takes place between UFL and LFL only. Okay. Next point is flash point. So this definition is very important for your viva purpose. It is a minimum temperature. Listen carefully. Flash point, it is the minimum temperature at which combustible liquid starts to burn without continuous burning. Means if we are removing the burning source, at that time burning will be stopped. But fire point, it is different as compared to the flash point. It is the minimum temperature at which combustible liquid starts to burn with continuous burning. Means continuous burning is possible in fire point, but continuous burning is not possible in flash point. I am repeating, flash point, it is the minimum temperature in which combustible liquid starts to burn without continuous burning. Means if we are removing the combustion source, heating source, at that time burning will be stopped. Okay, and fire point, it is different than the flash point. Here minimum temperature at which combustible liquid starts to burn with continuous burning, means if we are removing the heating source, at that time also substance is burning. Okay, so these are the important points involved in the safety consideration, where LFL, UFL, flash point and fire points are the important parameters. These 4 definition can be asked in your final examination. After that, now we will see engineering ethics. So engineering ethics means these are the some important things that engineers should know while pursuing our job. After that, you can see first point in this, engineers can use their knowledge and skills for the enhancement of the human welfare. After that, being honest and impartial with organization staff. It means whenever you are conducting your job, at that time you should be honest and impartial with organization staff. After that, striving in the increase the competence and prestige of the engineering profession. All these are the important parameters involved in the engineering ethics. This question also can be asked for 3 marks. After that, last thing is role of computers. So they can help to lower the production cost as they eliminate much of the human labor cost to pay the traditional factory. Means to minimize the cost of the production, we can use computers. And the last point is role of computers. In this scenario, we can use computers to minimize the overall cost of the system. So you can see on the screen, they can help to lower the production cost as they eliminate much of the human labor must be paid in a traditional factory. Means whatever the labor cost, whatever the production cost, we can minimize by using computers. Okay, that is nothing but automated systems. After that, they can enhance the safety of any process. They also have increased the productivity because the entire system is automated and runs smoothly with less risk or error. Okay, so these are the role of computers in current scenario in industries. By using the computers, we can minimize the labor cost, production cost, and at the same time we can improve the capacity of our system, or I can say they can increase the productivity because the entire system is automated, runs smoothly with less risk of error. And lastly, the important softwares are available for the chemical engineers. You can see on the screen, this is the list of softwares. First one is the Aspen ISys, Aspen Plus, MATLAB, ChemCAD, COMSOL, Promax and ProSim. These all softwares are important in chemical industries to carry out the automation system. Okay, so this is all about this lecture. We will see next topic in the next lecture. Thank you very much.